First thing you will notice with update 22.8 is you will have a message in your inbox from the Lotus. This is basically saying that there has been an outbreak of ghouls near Cetus. I don't know why it just doesn't say that they're on the plains, but there are 4 new bounties, ghoul-related bounties, despite the fact that it says 4 new bounties. Ghoul Purge. But if you count them, there's actually... oh no, there's many different types of ghoul. Okay. That had me confused for a second there. Then there is also this one from Ordus that gives you the personal quarters segment. And I will just play this. It is true. They showed this in the dev stream last week, and you get it this week. Ordus is basically saying he's going to torch all his old junk, flush it out into space, and give you this room he's been using for storage. So I think the best place to start is going to be that room. It is a segment for NFA. Personal quarters. Oh, you need an argon crystal for it. 2 tellurium, 800 rubido, 3000 ferrite. Wow, it takes 12 hours? What? And 100,000 credits. I thought this would take very short period of time. But what it does, once you unlock that, and you've built it, which I will do in a second, is it unlocks this door. We already know that one contains Helminth, hence the pink spot you can get on your neck. This one is for the operator, massive spoiler warning, and this one is personal quarters. This door is finally opening. First of the 4 new weapons, at least in the order I'm going to come across them, is the Stubber. This is a Grineer version of rapid fire bursts of pain. It's another little submachine class secondary, but unlike the other one that came out the other week, this one is actually alarming and has pretty decent stats. Other than that, nice crit, nice status. Could be really interesting. The best part, to find the blueprint for this, you get it from some of the ghoul bounties. So this isn't a weapon, you can buy it from the marketplace obviously, but the blueprint, you don't have to research it, you just have to do ghoul bounties. Same place the blueprint is for the... yeah, not trying to pronounce that one either. This thing, it's a high caliber Grineer rifle. I saw that and really hoped it was like a streamlined version of the Heck the first time I seen this. Semi-auto, very nice status. Wow, 69.4/75.5 impact, 59.2 puncture. That is a lot of damage. Not that accurate, but that does a lot of damage with a fairly big magazine. These things are quite literally called war fans. That I actually thought at first was a throwable melee weapon. It does come with a new stance, slicing feathers. Not really sure where you get that from, but this stat wise isn't that bad, considering crit is still pretty good for melee weapons and such, but since Shadow Step's been gone, I have been aiming more towards the status side, so fairly high status, fairly high slash. And the blueprint for this, before I forget, is inside of the Tenno Lab. So this one is clan-based research. Quickly looked it up. The slicing feathers stance for this actually drops from the ghouls themselves. The Corneth does have its blueprint in the market, is what was looking like a fairly powerful and fairly decent shotgun. Still could, Mastery rank 10, this could still be pretty good. It was right about this point, this weapon lost me. It has 2 firing modes. Okay, some weapons that do have dual firing modes can be really good, but at the same time, I tend to just leave them in their single firing mode, and I always forget a lot of weapons have dual firing modes, so the air burst here, though could be useful, seems to have status there with the crit being really high on its buckshot. Its damage is pretty high over there, but it is also high on the air burst. This could be a really impressive shotgun. Then, of course, there is the Magus Armor, which is a Grineer-based armor. The legs actually do a good job of making your legs look bigger. The shoulders look kind of weird, but it was that chest plate that now you can't see, and I'm really hoping the camera turns around, which is what it's doing. And the chest plate as well. It was, at first glance I saw this and thought it actually had a Grineer head on your chest. No. It does seem, however, that these bounties are, you know what, that's not very fair for Konzu. I'll stand a little bit out of the way so you can actually fit. If you go to bounties, there's only 2 that I can see appearing at any time, because these seem to be the normal ones, which have the normal items on them. I'm trying to figure out why the redirection at the top there has got blue along the top. I'm not imagining that. I wonder how well that's going to come through. Oh, okay, I get it. It's the image on the actual... Anyway. It only seems the 2 of these are coming through at any time. It does say there is 4 new bounties, but only 2 pop up. Obviously, a fairly easy one. This one seems to have... Ooh, enchanted journal fragment. And of course the stubber blueprint. And the harder one has the other blueprint and also has a... Ooh, and the hunter mods have made a return. I don't think these were actual mods that were available in them normally, because they're the mods that were available during the last event. Not sure if this is actually classed as an event, because... Well, help Konzu rid the plains of the Grineer ghouls. It's popping up as its own little thing here, but not really sure if that is actually an event, especially considering, and there is no way around this, the Acolytes are returning with this update, which means all the mods that they are bringing are returning as well. Whether or not old... Oh, wow, I've completely forgotten his name. Which one of you is it? It would be number 5. No, that's wrong. Number 6. I think it's the one at the back. The one that Necros is based on that can summon all of them. Every time the Acolytes have returned, there's only been 5 of them, but there is in fact 6 Acolytes. But the last one that can summon all the other Acolytes, that made it the Acolyte to go after, because it can basically drop everything, has never really returned. So over the, let's just call it the holiday season, obviously the Acolytes are going to be around, so they're worth taking out. The ghouls are going to be around, and I'm not really sure. It says it's an event, but I'm reading through this, and this is just a way of introducing the ghouls to players. Whereas the Acolytes are going to be dropping mods like Maiming Strike, which can be fairly hard to get a hold of. But of course these, well, you can't really take them on until their location is known, so in the meantime, ghouls. For the sake of being able to show the room, I will, however, rush this. I don't particularly want to, but I wonder where this segment goes. Maybe it's used to open the door? No, it just automatically opens. Really? Aww. I was really hoping that you could put that in somewhere and it would just go in. Aww. I'm actually kind of upset with that. But that will allow you access to what they have called personal quarters. And I'm really hoping that I can walk through these things. Yes, I can. They are decorations I actually placed on the door last Tenno Bomb, and I put them there in case you could open this one day. Now, you can. Actually, I like the fact that the colour kind of comes through from everywhere else. Your current frame may appear here. This can, of course, be changed, as you could see there. You can change what you have on display. Oh, you can actually set it, okay. You can actually set it from your saved builds. That's really useful. So I can swap it to Ember. And Ember can stand there looking all emberish. Nova does have her own. Or you could be a real annoying person, I will just put it that way, and have him standing there if you happen to have him. I think I'll just leave Frost there because it looks pretty cool. There is also fish tanks. You can actually put fish in here if you have a small version of those fish. And this place looks pretty cool. Uh-oh. I will put what happened during this up as a separate video in a bit, because I want to leave at least some time after the update for a bit of speculation on what's happened here. But there was a video that played, and it was a prologue to a coming quest. Back to the quarters. Customize the quarters. You go to the tank, the one at the side here. Oh, what happened to my Frost? Anyway, add fish. Oh, maybe you can add large ones. I really hope they allowed you to add large ones. They did. But, wow, that actually looks pretty bad. It did say you can only add small ones, so if I add a small one, it's actually not really coming up with the tracks and everything they said it was going to have, because they were going to swim around inside the tank. This has kind of just, I don't know, because it says there's 2 fish in there, but there's only one showing up, and it's the big guy. What if I try adding one of those? Because they're fairly big. It only supports 2 large fish. Okay, so what about the other side? Oh, is that where the other fish is? Let's go have a look. Now, there was supposed to be tracks the fish would swim across and everything else, whereas this one is just kind of sitting there, and the other tank... Nope, there it is. There's the swimming track. I'm guessing this guy is just too big to actually swim around the tank, and has kind of gone all weird. But you can see the fish actually swimming around in the background there. That's the second one I added. There is also this big platform, which, well, you can add scenes to. And to be fair, some of these do look pretty nice. You can also add a giant fish tank. Personally, I want to put the fish tank there. Though, most of these do look absolutely amazing. The forest one, to be fair, looks way better than most of the other ones. There is, of course, the Cova Fortress. I thought I would have wanted to see lure on there more than anything else. But it just... Though they do look nice, I still think having the fish tank there might look a little bit nicer. Of course, if you do put something there, you can then, of course, put figures on it, which you can buy from the market separately, and set up a whole kind of... And this has been bugging me since it was actually there, since it was on the dev stream. You can have models that you place on here, and you can make scenes that just kind of sit there in the middle of your room, and I think I'll pass on that. This was one I didn't expect. Stencils for the walls. You can add... Ooh, now that looks nice. I think I like that one the best. There is also, of course, this thing. This allows you to play music that you find, or apparently find. Oh, that's how you scroll through it. I want that one, and that one. I don't particularly care about the rest of them unless there's an Orokin one, because, let's be honest, the Orokin music does tend to be... Oh, there's 3. Tend to be the best. Finding these, though, could probably be a little bit problematic, because the tone things... They said they're going to be laying out throughout the maps, kind of like the Cephalon fragments were. But I've kind of gone through the release notes, and A link will be in the description, as always, to the full forum post for this, because there's a lot of fixes and bounty fixes, and it does say fragments in your codex are now categorized. No, that's not what I was actually looking for, based on their origins. But these things will allow you to play music from those particular places. What I'm hoping with that is it allows you to play that music throughout the ship, not just in here. So as well as kind of showing off some of the new quest, this hasn't been that bad of a update. It's really late in the year to be having such a huge update, but it's kind of worth noting that Digital Extremes will be closed until next year, so after this update, there is pretty much no updates at all next week, which, well, to be fair, was kind of expected anyway, but that is why this has come as it has. The last thing to really make note of is, and I have to remember how to do this because it has been a while, the number of points at the top. I have 74 left for this room. Now, if everything is the way it was supposed to be, if I go down here, I should still have 74 points remaining. I really wish I could hit sprint on this. The points have been increased. This is what everybody keeps saying. It's not entirely true. Because what has happened is, as you see when I walk into another room, the points have been set into individual rooms. So if you have way too many decorations, you can't place them anywhere, you can go downstairs and place them with your operator. This is great because you can also come down into your personal quarters, and you can see what I mean by the frost gone a little bit weird. That's not the colour of his helmet. But this also now has its own capacity rating. I have frames that still have their pink spots, so the Helminth room, if I come here and press 1200 capacity, even in the Helminth room you can have as many ornaments as you want, remembering that you need either Nidus, which I didn't realise I could have just equipped Nidus and come in here, or any frame with a full cyst can come in here and place them then, so it's not really a room that's worth decorating that much, but considering there are plants and such you can place, like that one I placed before, I may have to give this place a bit of a play. Clean your inventory, fill your ship. But anyway, we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching. Sorry this was a bit long, but that was unexpected, as was a few other things. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch yous next time. I wonder if this fixes it. It did not.